Good morning, America. For our viewers in the West, on alert, the major cross-country storm on the move, a government shutdown showdown, and a precious 3-year-old hero. Tracking the massive cross-country storm, all corners of America bracing. This morning, the flood threat in Southern California, forcing evacuations in areas devastated by the wildfires. Plus, the extreme fire danger in place for at least 3 states. Possible tornadoes in the Midwest, and when severe storms could strike the Northeast. Ginger is tracking it all.
Explosion on a college campus. A blast in a manhole at Texas Tech University causing widespread power outages. Green flames shooting up from the ground. The investigation right now.
Government shutdown looming. Senate Democrats say they won't support a bill passed by House Republicans that they say gives President Trump and Elon Musk power to keep slashing the government as Trump escalates his trade war.
Stranded in space. While the rescue mission for the 2 astronauts stuck on the space station for months was delayed.
Arson investigation at the home of a Bayer pharmaceutical executive with the healthcare industry on edge after the killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson.
Search for answers after the U.S. college student vanished on a popular beach in the Dominican Republic. What authorities in the U.S. are saying about the man she was with the last time she was seen.
Under fire, the influencer facing backlash after sharing video of herself grabbing a baby wombat from its mother.
A little hero's pep talk. How this adorable 3-year-old saved his great-grandma.
And I was so scared.
We are hearing from that brave kid this morning.
Yes, I did it!
Live from Times Square, it's Thursday. Good morning, America.
Robin, you said it. Precious, adorable, and brave. What a great little hero. We're going to meet him in just a little bit.
Yeah, it warms your heart. And also ahead, we have the latest on egg prices. They were up again last month, but there is some good news. Rebecca Jarvis is going to have that for us.
And we could use some good news right about now because we're going to begin with the massive cross-country storm that is on the move. Evacuations in the West are underway as the threat of heavy rains, flooding, and mudslides hit some of the same areas that were scorched by the recent wildfires. Ginger is right there standing by, tracking how the system will impact the rest of the country. But first, Trevor Ault starts us off in Los Angeles. Good morning to you, Trevor.
Good morning, Robin. We've been hit with some absolute downpours overnight. You can see a lot of the runoff here. All of this rainfall that was coming down, an inch of rain per hour here overnight all across Southern California, and we saw the threat that posed here. I mean, you see all the mud in this roadway. More than 20 million people in the surrounding area under flash flood watches. Where we were, there was a flash flood warning, and we know that a lot of people had to take some significant preps to make sure they were going to be safe. You can see some of these homes have boards put up. There are sandbags as well. We know more than 100 homes were told that they needed to evacuate, and a stretch of the Pacific Coast Highway had to be shut down because of the threat of debris flow. In fact, Los Angeles Fire Department pre-positioned search and rescue teams, including one fire engine that was all the way up the hill here. They were ready to go in case of these dangerous mudslides, because we know the last time we had a storm in this area, a car was actually picked up and swept away down this road. We know everyone was hit so hard from these fires. They say they hope the worst has been over, but they have to remain vigilant because of these have been dangerous conditions overnight. Michael?
Yeah, we hope they can avoid it too, Trevor. Thank you. Ginger's been who's just tracking the storm as it moves across the country.
Yeah,
good morning again, Ginger.
Good morning to all of you. There's also considerable wind. There have been some power outages in Santa Clara County in California, but we're focused on the flood watches from Anaheim and Los Angeles, eventually down to San Diego throughout the morning hours here. So let me take you through the timing. San Diego is going to be the heaviest here, 6 a.m. Pacific time. Into the mountains east of San Diego, you'll even see some of that snow developing at the higher elevations. That's going to make travel difficult. That storm erupts and brings us high winds from South Dakota to Chicago, down to Texas, back to Arizona. So it's not just the high winds, but the fire danger, which we will get to later. But we've got to focus on the one that is the most life-threatening, and that's tornadoes. Several strong tornadoes possible amidst this widespread damaging wind event that's going to happen from southeastern Iowa right through St. Louis, Champaign, Illinois, Memphis. Going to see this. And this is Friday night. So Friday afternoon and evening, you got to have 2 ways of getting warnings. it doesn't stop there. It actually intensifies. And as we look Birmingham to Mobile, New Orleans, and Jackson, Mississippi, George, this is going to be a horrible weekend ahead, probably our biggest outbreak of the season. And eventually on Sunday, I'll tell you where it gets here in the Northeast.
Yeah, we got to watch for those tornadoes. Okay, Ginger, thanks very much. We're going to turn now to the looming government shutdown. Congress facing a deadline tomorrow to pass a spending bill to keep the government running, but Republicans don't have the votes to overcome Democrats' objections to Elon Musk's efforts to evade congressional spending. Senior congressional correspondent Rachel Scott has the latest. Good morning, Rachel.
George, good morning to you. And this is crunch time. The government is set to shut down tomorrow night at midnight. The House is already out on recess, and this has now turned into a standoff between Democrats and Republicans. This morning, a showdown on Capitol Hill. With just over 36 hours until a government shutdown, lawmakers unable to strike a deal.
Funding the government should be a bipartisan effort. But Republicans chose a partisan path, drafting their continuing resolution without any input from congressional Democrats.
Senate Democrats making it clear they won't be supporting a bill passed by House Republicans to avert a shutdown. Some arguing it allows President Trump and Elon Musk to continue to gut agencies and slash the federal government without approval from lawmakers, evading congressional spending guidelines, which gives Congress the power to control government spending.
There's nothing in this legislation coming over from the House that provides any constraints with respect to allowing Elon Musk to continue his illegal rampage throughout the federal government.
Republicans need the support of at least 7 Democrats to pass the bill, but showing no signs of agreeing to their demands for a 1-month extension.
It's all up to the Democrats whether or not they want to close down government.
The standoff putting millions of federal workers at risk of losing a paycheck, as Americans are already bracing for higher prices after weeks of tariff whiplash.
On tariffs, there's been a lot of on and off, some inconsistency.
It's called flexibility. It's not called inconsistency. It's called flexibility.
The president escalating his trade war while sitting side by side with the head of the Irish government.
I'm not happy with the European Union, I want to tell you. And we're going to win that. We're going to win that financial battle.
Not long after Trump implemented sweeping new tariffs on steel and aluminum imports, the European Union issued a swift response, imposing $28 billion worth of counter tariffs on U.S. goods starting in April. Trump delivering this warning.
It does create ill will. And as you know, we're going to be doing reciprocal tariffs. So whatever they charge us, we're charging them.
This morning, President Trump saying that he will enact a 200% tariff on wine, champagne, and other alcoholic products coming out of the EU if they don't remove their 50% tariff on American whiskey. Canada hitting back too, with an additional $20 billion in tariffs on U.S. imports. U.S. and Canadian officials now set to meet this morning.
The U.S. administration is once again inserting disruption and disorder into an incredibly successful trading partnership and raising the costs of everyday goods for Canadians and American households.
Today, the president will be meeting with the NATO Secretary General at the White House. Tomorrow, sources say he's expected to travel to the Department of Justice. And just one more thing here in Washington. This morning, we are learning that the EPA is rolling back environmental protection regulations on everything from water pollution to air quality. Robin.
That's right. All right, Rachel, our thanks to you. We're going to go overseas now to Ukraine and the latest on the U.S. ceasefire proposal that has been accepted by President Zelensky's government. The question, of course, now is how Vladimir Putin will respond. Our chief international correspondent, James Longman, is on the scene for us there in Ukraine. Good morning, James.
Good morning, Robin. Yes, U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff is now in Russia to try to convince Vladimir Putin to sign up to that ceasefire deal. It is an American plan that the Ukrainians have agreed to, but means nothing if Russia doesn't agree. But Steve Witkoff has his work cut out because Putin has said multiple times he doesn't believe in ceasefires. He wants a permanent peace plan, which will see him keep the more than 20% of Ukraine that he is currently occupying. Donald Trump has been threatening sanctions if he doesn't agree. He said he could do things financially that would be, quote, devastating for Russia, but he said, I don't want to do that because I want to get peace. For the moment, though, Putin seems pretty committed to war. We've seen him visiting the combat zone Kursk, where his troops have been slowly pushing Ukrainian troops out. They had hoped to hold on to that territory as leverage in any future negotiation. But on that visit, we saw Vladimir Putin wearing military uniform. It's the first time we've seen him wearing that since the Russians invaded back in February 2022. So it's a sign that he may just want to keep fighting. We've had More drone attacks overnight between the two countries. Just a few moments ago, there was a nationwide air alert for incoming missiles. So we will see if Steve Witkoff can finally put this conflict back on the road to peace. Michael?
Yeah, we sure hope so, James. Thank you. Now to the FBI, joining the investigation into a suspected arson at the home of a Bayer pharmaceutical executive. It follows the murder of United Healthcare CEO in December. Our chief investigative correspondent, Aaron Katersky, is here with more for us. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning, Michael. It was 7:30 the morning of March 4th when the New Jersey home of a Bayer executive caught fire. People were inside at the time, but the fire thankfully was put out. Nobody was hurt. And Bayer said the family, which the company is not going to identify, is safe and unharmed. But as you say, the FBI and a number of other law enforcement agencies are now investigating whether this was arson. Bayer said it's cooperating with that investigation. And so far, Morris County prosecutors say there have been no arrests. This is a time of heightened concern about safety and security in the healthcare industry. Officials worry the December assassination-style killing of United Healthcare Chief Brian Thompson is inspiring threats and plots against executives in the industry and beyond. In fact, a Homeland Security report obtained by ABC News said individuals driven by financial grievances are taking Thompson's murder as inspiration for making threats against government and public safety officials, particularly if they're perceived as contributing to economic strain. Authorities noticed one rather alarming post saying these officials and executives deserve to be Luigi'd, a reference to Luigi Mangione, the young Maryland man charged in Thompson's murder. George?
That is alarming. Okay, Aaron, thanks very much. We're going to turn now to egg prices. Latest inflation report says they were up again last month, but there may be some relief on the way. Chief Economics Correspondent Rebecca Jarvis here with the story. Good morning, Rebecca.
Hey, George. Good morning. Nice to see you guys. And the good news is last month we saw inflation improve overall. Gasoline and airfare prices fell. Grocery prices, after climbing for at least 7 months, were flat overall last month. But those egg prices do keep going up after decades below $2 a dozen. Remember those days? The average price of a dozen grade A eggs was $5.90 in U.S. cities in February. That's even higher than January's record, which was $4.95, and we've seen the cost of eggs surge almost 60% in the last year because of the bird flu.
So is relief really on the way?
That could be the case, George. And the reason that people believe that there is relief on the way is because of what we're seeing in wholesale prices. They have started falling, and the USDA reported last week that egg shortages are also easing, so consumers could start to see some relief as we hit the Easter and Passover holidays. Both are later this year in mid to end of April, so there's a little more time to make up for that. Obviously, this has a big impact on consumers, but guys, it also has an impact on other things like bakeries and restaurants. For consumers, you pay more at the grocery store. I've talked to restaurants and bakeries. They haven't raised their prices yet. They say if these prices remain high, we will be forced to raise them because we want to keep our employees and we need to make sure we have our costs covered.
You said haven't been raised yet.
And that's the good news, that they haven't, but they might have to.
Yeah. All right, Rebecca. Thank you. Appreciate you. Thanks. We'll go and turn now to an explosion at Texas Tech University causing multiple fires on campus and widespread power outages. Rhiannon Alley is tracking the latest. Good morning, Rhiannon.
Good morning to you, Michael. Yeah, students at Texas Tech University got an early start to their spring break. Check out this video. This is why. Green flames were seen shooting from multiple manholes at an explosion at a substation that was caused widespread power outages. Now, several buildings on campus were evacuated, but not the entire campus. The fire from those manholes sending large clouds of smoke into the air there. A scary scene. The cause is unclear, but fire crews had been called in for a possible gas leak. Texas Tech is closed for the rest of the week. Luckily, no injuries have been reported. And guys, students were allowed back in late last night to get any belongings they need. So, Robin, they can now focus on spring break.
Yeah, okay. But as you said, it was a scary scene. All right, Rhiannon, thank you. Overnight, SpaceX delayed its flight to the International Space Station to retrieve the two NASA astronauts who've been in orbit since last June. This as a rare blood moon eclipse will be visible across the country. We're going to get more on that in a moment, but first, let's go to Faith Abube, who's in Cape Canaveral, Florida for us. Good morning, Faith.
Yeah, good morning to you, Robin. A hydraulic system issue caused a major disappointment here at the Kennedy Space Center overnight. SpaceX forced to scrub that much anticipated launch with less than an hour to go. In fact, 43 minutes left on the countdown clock. SpaceX actually posted a video with the crew inside the capsule. They were strapped in, ready to go when that decision came down to postpone. This launch was supposed to be a major first step towards bringing those American astronauts back home. You remember, Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams, they boarded the Boeing Starliner's first crewed flight to the International Space Station back in June of last year. It was supposed to be a 9-day mission. Unexpectedly, that got extended. They've now been there for 9 months. So long that Williams actually broke the record for the most time spent on spacewalks by a woman. This morning, NASA and SpaceX, they are eager to get that Endurance space capsule back into orbit. There are teams on the ground that are looking at the hydraulic issue, trying to fix it as quickly as possible. They have a target launch date now of Friday, which is tomorrow around 7 o'clock in the evening, to try to get that capsule back into orbit. When that capsule does make it to the International Space Station, the 4-member crew on board will swap out with the crew that is already there, which means Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams will finally be on their way back to Earth to reunite with their family members. Back to you guys.
They have been up there a long time.
Yeah,
Okay, Faith, thanks very much. We're going to turn now to tonight's total lunar eclipse. We'll read here the details. Good morning, Will.
Hello, good morning to everyone. We have a celestial event worth staying up for tonight, or getting up a few minutes earlier for you, George. It's a blood moon, total lunar eclipse. The full event begins just before midnight tonight on the East Coast. It'll end around dawn tomorrow. And here's the big stuff. Just after 1 a.m. Eastern time, the partial lunar eclipse will begin. That means part of the moon will appear to be missing, that classic crescent C shape, but stay awake and keep looking up, because from around 2:30 a.m. Eastern for an hour or so, we get the total lunar eclipse. Earth gets between the moon and the sun. It lines up just right so that it blocks out all of the light heading from the sun toward the moon and casting a shadow over it. And we all recall the solar eclipse just about a year ago, not just because of all the excitement, but also because of all the precautions we had to take to stare at the sun, those special protective glasses we all had to wear. But what's different here with the lunar event is you can look at the moon. So go ahead, gaze skyward, worry-free. Anyone in the U.S. mainland can see it, but try to get to a darker spot if you can for better viewing. And at the beginning of the eclipse, you'll see the moon start to disappear. It's still whitish, it still looks like the moon. Keep waiting though, because when the Earth fully gets into the right position in front of the sun, it will cause it to appear huge and red, which is where the name blood moon comes from.
Ooh, thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
I don't even need to set an alarm.
Yeah, it's just wake up with the moon.
George is already up.
You got it.
I don't wonder if he even sleeps. All right, coming up, Errol Resif is in the Dominican Republic with the latest on the missing college student. Hey, Ariel.
Hey there, Michael. A sheriff in the United States is naming a person of interest in this case, but Dominican authorities say they've questioned him as a witness to a potential drowning. We'll have the latest on the investigation coming up.
All right, Ariel. Plus, the influencer under fire for this video she posted showing her picking up a baby wombat, taking it from its mother. As you can imagine, it has sparked backlash, and we'll have more on the fallout this morning.
And new at 7:30, what police just decided about this track meet incident we've been covering.
Coming up, Bill Burr. So you stay right there, and we will be right back.
When we step on the floor, every second that clock is ticking, we are pedal to the metal. We run the ball, we pressure the ball, and most importantly, we control the tempo of the game.
Back here on GMA and a Throwback Thursday. Samuel L. Jackson starring as Coach Carter. That was 20 years ago. Well, this morning, Lara is going to break down a March Madness-style bracket of some of the great on-screen coaches, and that's coming up in Pop News.
We are looking forward to that. First new at 7:30. Pope Francis marking his 12th anniversary as Pope in the hospital. It is a public holiday at the Vatican. Pope Francis has spent almost 1 month in the hospital. Also, the high school runner who hit an opponent with a baton during a relay race has now been charged in the incident. Prosecutors in Virginia say they charged her with misdemeanor assault and battery. The teenager says she hit the other runner in the head by accident.
8 people were injured in an explosion at an assisted living center in Denver. Firefighters said a transformer caught fire near the facility, sparking the explosion. The extent of the injuries is unclear, but more than 80 residents had to be taken to other locations until it's safe to return. And take a look at this, a hole-in-one on the famed 17th hole at the TPC Sawgrass. Only this time it was a caddy with the ace, JJ Jakovic.
Whoa.
Yeah, look at that. He's the caddy for pro Colin Morikawa. He won the annual caddy competition at the Players' Championship with that incredible shot. It's whoever gets closest to the pin or to the hole is the winner. You can't get any closer than that.
No, you cannot.
Great shot, JJ.
Yeah,
looks like George on a Saturday. That's right. All right, now we're going to turn to the intensifying search for the U.S. college student who vanished on spring break in the Dominican Republic, and new details about the last person with her that night. Ariel Reshef is in the Dominican Republic with more for us. Good morning, Ariel.
Good morning to you, Michael. A sheriff in Virginia is naming Joshua Reeby as a person of interest in this case. He was the last person to see that student on the beach before she vanished, but local authorities say he is not a suspect, that he's been cooperating with their investigation, and they've questioned him as a witness to a potential drowning.
This morning, a sheriff in Virginia, where missing college student Sudiksha Konanki lived, now calling the last man to see the 20-year-old before she vanished a person of interest. Officials say Konanki was last seen on this surveillance video leaving her spring break resort and heading to the beach with 24-year-old Joshua Reeby. The Loudoun County Sheriff's Office saying the Iowa resident is not a suspect. Dominican authorities tell ABC News Reeby gave them 3 versions of what happened that night with differing details, but they believe it was because he was too drunk to clearly remember. Konanki's family telling ABC News Reeby met them at the beach to show them what he believed happened the morning of her disappearance. He was able to recount that the two got into the water and were hit by a large wave. After that, he says he got sick on the beach and passed out. Officials say security cameras show him returning to his room shortly before 9 a.m., sunburned from sleeping on the beach.
He's a super nice kid. Josh was just so polite and, would always say, thank you, and yes, ma'am, and please. He was a good teammate in sports, and he was part of the Boy Scout troop with my son.
Laurel Schriever is a longtime neighbor of Joshua Reeby and has known him since he was 8 years old.
When I first heard about this, my reaction was Josh would never hurt a girl. I don't know what happened, but there's no way he would have intentionally been any part of any scheme to do something to her.
Dominican police say they don't believe there was any foul play and that evidence points to Konanki drowning.
This is the beach where Sudiksha disappeared, but just down the coastline, 3 foreign tourists died from drowning in these waters back in January.
The beaches of Punta Cana, one of the biggest draws, but experts say the waters of the Atlantic side are known for their powerful and even deadly rip currents.
Just because something might not look hazardous doesn't mean that there's no risk. Rip currents can occur with relatively small waves. And they can occur during nice weather.
And experts tell us that the weather at the time that Konanki disappeared was calm. There was nothing out of the ordinary, but as you heard there, rip currents can happen at any time. And just for reference, only one of the bodies of those 3 tourists back in January were recovered. And it's very important to stress here, guys, that this is not a criminal investigation at this point.
Okay, Ariel, thanks very much. We're going to turn now to the influencer under fire after she posted video that showed her grab a baby wombat away from its mother. Eva Pilgrim here with the story. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning, George. Sam Jones refers to herself as a world-traveling cowpoke. Well, on a trip to Australia, she posted that video of herself with a wild baby wombat on her Instagram to her 92,000 followers. And let's just say the Aussies were not amused.
I got a baby wombat. This morning, an American hunting influencer sparking backlash overseas after posting video of herself taking a baby wombat from its mother.
Just caught a baby wombat.
In the video, you can hear the baby wombat screeching as Sam Jones runs across the street with it to a car, the mother chasing after her. Hey, Mama's right there, and she is pissed. Let's let him go. The video ends before you can see if the baby and mother are reunited. The response to Jones's post sparking outrage. Australians now calling for her to be deported. She has since taken the video down. Wildlife experts say taking a baby like that is not only distressing for the animals, it may also be against the law in Australia.
The flat-out stress can be amazing. An animal can die of that kind of stress.
Australia's Home Office confirming that Jones's visa is under review. This just the latest incident of someone getting too close to wild animals. Last April, a group of people yanked 2 bear cubs from a tree in Asheville, North Carolina.
She's holding the bear.
All to get a selfie. In June 2023, this woman was nearly gored by a bison in Yellowstone, also trying to get a picture.
People need to respect these animals, admire them from a distance, but don't go up to try to get close pictures. Don't try to pet one. Don't try to get a baby.
Now, wombats are listed as protected species in Australia, and permits are required for those who do interact with them. We reached out to officials there to find out if any charges could be coming. They would only tell us that they are aware of the incident. We also reached out to Jones for comment. We did not hear back, guys.
Not surprised by that. Wow. Just, there's so much to say.
Yeah. If you receive a text message about tolls, just know it's a scam.
Mine said that if I didn't pay it within 12 hours, they were turning me into the DMV.
Blair's over there saying she got one of those too. I know, screaming across the studio. But we have that text message scam. It's taking a toll on so many folks. You just heard from some folks talking about those messages that say you have an unpaid toll. Now, some states and agencies like the FTC are ramping up their warnings. And Whit, you got the latest on this for us. Thank you.
We've all received these
Yes.
messages, right? I received one just yesterday that looked like it was coming from FastPass. So they look very authentic. They can look really real. In fact, we have an example of them right here. Take a look at this one. And usually they say things like, your toll balance is overdue. You need to pay to avoid late fees, some other kind of penalty. Sometimes they threaten to even take away your driver's license. And it shows a link that takes you to a page to enter your bank or credit card info. That is where you need to stop, because this is a phishing scam, right? They're trying to get that personal information. And because it's using SMS texting, authorities are actually calling it a smishing scam now. So I'm not sure if the name is going to stick, but still a big problem.
And also, it's a small amount. It's a small amount they're asking for. So you're thinking, oh, it's just a couple of bucks, but don't be fooled.
Yeah.
Some places, though, are trying to put a stop to this.
Exactly. The FBI, the FTC, also a number of states are really putting the warning out about this. They're sounding the alarm, trying to get people to be aware of this. In fact, in Illinois, for example, the Tollway Authority responded to some of the tweets that people were putting out there saying that these are not legitimate messages. And in New York, the governor told drivers that Easy Pass or tolls by mail will never get sent, or email requesting personal and sensitive information. So just know that if it's coming to you asking for money, it's not the real thing.
That's the big red flag. What else can you do?
So there are a number of tips. For example, like the text that I got came from a Hotmail account. So look at the email, look at the phone number. Sometimes if it's a foreign number, like if it starts with a 44, then that's a major red flag. Also, I mentioned that link there. Don't click the link. If there's a link there, you know that that's probably a problem as well. And if you do get one of these texts, this is an important tip here. You know, when you go to your text messages, instead of just deleting it, you can delete and report junk. So if you click that option, then you're less likely to get these messages in the future.
And what should people do if they think they do actually have an outstanding toll balance?
Go right to the source, Michael. So either the app or the website, Easy Pass, Fast Track. It is much better for you to just say, wait a minute, I'm going to ignore this text message, go to the source and see if there's some kind of issue with your account. Most of the case, there's not. They already got your personal information. The agencies know how to get your money if they need it.
That's true.
Oh, we got to keep that. That is so true. I never thought about it.
They know where to find you. Don't you worry.
Yeah, they'll get it. They'll get it.
All right, well, thank you. Thank you so much for that.
We have been looking forward to this, our play of the day, and the hero toddler who saved his great-grandmother, and Larry's going to share this story with us.
You said it best. Precious, adorable, all those things. Good morning, everybody. So when Sharon, who's 77, slipped and fell in her backyard at night, she called out to her 3-year-old son, Bridger, to be brave and to help her when she needed it most, and boy, did he come through. Those 3 words, 3-year-old Bridger saved his great-grandmother's life after 77-year-old Sharon fell down in the backyard.
I mean, we were walking up the sidewalk
and it was dark because the porch light wasn't on, and I tripped over something and fell. And then we started hollering for the neighbor, but that didn't work. I ended up right there on that step with my head.
Sharon realized her only hope was to call 911, but her phone was in her car in the driveway.
I said, so Bridger, you're gonna have to be a big boy and go out to the car and get Gigi's phone. And he said, it's really dark, Gigi. I said, it'll be okay. Jesus will help you. Don't be afraid.
I went out and right there, and I was too scared.
She used the phone to call her neighbors, who called 911 and got Sharon to the hospital.
I call him my hero, and he says, no, Gigi, I'm Bridger.
Yes, I did it.
Yeah, you did it. Sharon, it was serious, guys. Sharon was treated for a serious concussion. She had to get 22 staples in her head. As for little Bridger, though, he says he learned to be brave from the pups on his favorite show, Paw Patrol, and he says he wanted to be just like them. Well, congratulations, Bridger. You certainly were.
I love how I said,
I did it. I was brave.
I know,
Love
but
him.
I'm glad Gigi's going to be okay.
Gigi's fine.
All right, Lara. Coming up, reading your best friend's mood. Why you may not know what your dog is really thinking.
It's an exclusive.
Really? Oh gosh, that's got pop news written all over it.
Pop news, Robin.
Good morning, America. It's 8 a.m. Tracking the massive cross-country storm, all corners of America bracing. This morning, the flood threat in Southern California, forcing evacuations in areas devastated by the wildfires. Plus, the extreme fire danger in place for at least 3 states, possible tornadoes in the Midwest, and when severe storms could strike the Northeast. Ginger tracking it all.
They forgot my birthday.
Who could forget Molly Ringwald's iconic 80s run, from Breakfast Club to Pretty in Pink? Now she's looking back at the man behind the camera.
It always felt incredibly complimentary. But yeah, looking back on it, there was something a little peculiar.
What she's saying now about her working relationship with director John Hughes.
George's Broadway debut. That's right, George Clooney taken to the stage for Good Night and Good Luck.
Far-fetched? Why we might be barking up the wrong tree when reading our dog's emotions. The new study unleashed that should give us pause.
And Pups on the Road. We're celebrating North Shore Animal League America's 25th annual Tour for Life. You don't want to miss these faces as we say,
Good morning, America!
Live from Times Square, it's Thursday. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America. Lara's in her happy place.
Yes.
Yep, and she's always excited for pup news. And she's with some furry friends. They're from the North Shore Animal League America.
We're also going to take a look at some surprising new research about our dogs and their moods.
Yeah, that's right. And Tori Johnson is going to help us get a good night's shut-eye for National Sleep Week with deals and steals devoted to rest and relaxation. There's even a blanket that can cool you down or warm you up. That's coming up.
Sounds like magic. First look at the top stories breaking at 8. We start with the massive cross-country storm. Evacuations in the West are underway as the threat of heavy rains, flooding, and mudslides hit some areas scorched by recent wildfires. I want to go back to Trevor Alton, Los Angeles. Good morning, Trevor.
Good morning, George. So we got absolutely soaked here overnight, and you can see a lot of the runoff from this rainfall, particularly at the higher elevations. This created some really precarious situations with all the mud. I mean, look at the road here, just how muddy it is, and there was water rushing through here the overnight into the early morning hours. You can see what a lot of homes did to prepare, putting up boards, putting up sandbags, and we know that the Los Angeles Fire Department had pre-positioned search and rescue teams, including having a fire engine up the hill here because they were ready to go in case of these mudslides and debris. And we know the areas that were hit by wildfires were the most at risk. 20 million people across the Los Angeles area with flash flood watches, a stretch of the Pacific Coast Highway that was also shut down. We know that this area has been hit incredibly hard because of these wildfires, and those are the areas that are most at risk or have been the most at risk because all of that soil was destabilized. People who live here said, of course, it's been difficult, but they have to stay vigilant in these conditions. Back to you.
As you said, not out of the woods yet. Thank you, Trevor. So that's why we're going to go back to Ginger, tracking how this system will impact the rest of the country as well.
Yeah, the only silver lining here is that it's moving fast, and so we will move this thing through Orange County, San Diego County as we go through the morning hours, but that's still why you see a flood watch there. So we kind of time it out. It moves east into the mountains, and some of those mountains, the higher elevations, will even get snow. As this storm moves to the east, though, it's all about the high winds. Some of the highest gusts will be up to 75 miles per hour, and that's without the actual thunderstorms attached. This is just the low pressure system from South Dakota to Chicago, back to Texas. We've got fire alerts and high wind warnings. Also wanted to show you the most life-threatening part of this storm will happen later Friday into the overnight hours, Friday into Saturday. And it will open up here, southeastern Iowa, Quincy, Illinois, Champaign, Illinois, St. Louis, Missouri. We're talking about damaging winds in excess of 65 miles per hour, but down to Memphis, several tornadoes that could be strong. And that's just the first day. The second day sinks south, and the tornado threat looks even larger. Birmingham back to New Orleans, Jackson, Mississippi too, Michael. It's going to be a violent weekend ahead.
Yeah, all right, thank you for that, Ginger. Now to the battle over evidence in the Idaho college murders case. Prosecutors say in a new court filing that they believe the defense planned to argue that Brian Kohlberger's DNA could have been planted at the murder scene. Kana Whitworth joins with more. Good morning, Kana.
Yeah, Michael, good morning to you. So we're learning more here about how Brian Kohlberger's defense team plans to argue that just because his DNA was on a key piece of evidence, that doesn't prove he was ever in that home on King Road. Prosecutors say that Kohlberger's lawyers acknowledge there's good support that their client's DNA was found on the knife sheath discovered underneath victim Madison Mogen. But according to the filing from the state, his defense team plans to argue that the knife sheath itself could have been planted by the real perpetrator. Now, Kohlberger is the only suspect in the heinous murders of Kaylee Gonzalez, Xana Kernodle, Ethan Chapin, and Madison Mogen, and the murder weapon, which authorities describe as a K-bar style knife, was never found. Kohlberger's lawyers, who say he is innocent, say the death penalty should be taken off the table, citing his autism spectrum disorder. And when this trial begins in August, the two surviving roommates whose recently released text messages reveal a horrifying ordeal are expected to be critical witnesses. Guys.
All right, Kana, our thanks to you. And now a moment to note, during yesterday's broadcast, in just 2 hours, over $70,000 worth of Girl Scout cookies were sold. That is more than 11,000 bucks.
Yeah.
In 2 hours. In 2 hours, we did that. Coming up, our GMA morning menu. Molly Ringwald was catapulted to fame as a teen in John Hughes' movies in the 80s, including 16 Candles. What she's now saying about their working relationship.
Also, at getting ghosted while job hunting, what you can do to make sure a company gets back to you.
Plus, George Clooney, like you've never seen it before. That's in pop news, and Lara's with two special guests. Hey, Lara.
Hey, Michael. So we're going to have a laugh with Bill Burr, and we're going to dig into some fast food dupes that you can make at home, that are easy, and they're healthier. And we've got best-selling cookbook author Caroline Chambers to teach us how to do it. That's all coming up on GMA. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
We are back now on GMA with our cover story. Molly Ringwald reflecting on her experience working with director John Hughes when she was a teenager and talking about how she's now processing being his muse. Eva Pilgrim has those details for us. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning again, Robin. Molly Ringwald knows being the star in those iconic John Hughes movies made her really, really famous. But she says with the passage of time, she now views that working relationship and those movies differently.
They forgot my birthday.
Molly Ringwald was one of the biggest actors of the 80s, starring in John Hughes movies like Pretty in Pink and The Breakfast Club. Hughes was 33 when he wrote 16 Candles, using a then 15-year-old Ringwald as his muse.
He wrote that just based on a headshot. When it came time to cast it and they said, you know, who do you want? He said the girl that I wrote this about. And so we met and yeah. And
it's an extraordinary story.
Now, more than 40 years later, she is re-examining their working relationship on the Reclaiming with Monica Lewinsky podcast.
In terms of did I know that I was a muse? I mean, he told me that story, but you know, when you're that age, I mean, I had nothing really to compare it to. It didn't seem that strange to me. Mm-hmm. I mean, now it does.
Right. Like strange, still complimentary, or strange, weird, creepy in any way?
It's peculiar.
Yeah.
It's complimentary. I mean, it always felt incredibly complimentary. But yeah, looking back on it, there was something a little peculiar.
As we get older, we have a better understanding of the psychology of power and dynamics. And it's important for people to understand you don't have to be a Hollywood celebrity for this to be applicable to your life right now.
Now 57, Ringwald says it's a connection she will be contemplating for the rest of her life.
Look, I know he's such an important person in your life. And so,
but
I
it's
want to
complex.
disparage.
It's definitely complex, and I'm all, and it's something that I turn over in my head a lot, and try to figure out how that all affected me. And I feel like I'm still processing all of that.
Ringwald going on to acknowledge that she's still, as you heard, processing a lot of that time of her life, saying while she was happy with the movies, she found all the fame to be really overwhelming and scary. Guys.
Okay, Eva, thanks. We're here now to one of the frustrations of job hunting, ghosting. It doesn't just happen on dating apps, it's also happening to job seekers. Rebecca Jarvis back with that story. Hey, Rebecca.
Oh, hi, George. Yeah, if this sounds familiar, you're interviewing for a new job. Things seem to be going well, and then suddenly nothing. You're not hearing back from anyone. You can't get any information about what's going on. It is happening more and more. Take a look.
25-year-old graphic designer CJ Pillai was awaiting feedback after submitting a design assessment in the second round of an interview process when the communication went silent, prompting him to follow up.
I say, hi, I just wanted to follow up where we are at in the interview process because I had already gotten a job offer. So I wanted to wait a little bit and see where this one went.
And even after another follow-up, still nothing. It's called job ghosting, an issue job seekers are increasingly facing, 40% having experienced it during the hiring process.
It's really frustrating for job seekers, and there's some things you can do to prepare for it and other things you can do to try to make sure that it doesn't happen to you.
First, set clear expectations during the interview.
Just ask, hey, what are the next steps here? Will I be hearing back if you want to move forward? Or if you're not interested in moving forward, will I hear back as well?
Then offer to give clarification.
It is absolutely okay to ask things like, is there anything in my experience that you want me to explain more? Is there anything that lends you pause about what I have said?
And finally, follow up with a thank you note.
It gives you another opportunity to explain why you're the best candidate for the role. You can follow up a couple of times, but after the third time, it's probably time just to sit back and then start, focusing on other roles.
Which is what CJ did to land a role at a different agency, and he continues to grow.
I've been really putting a lot of work into my portfolio, into my networking skills. I do the extra work to really tailor everything that I'm doing to get that job.
Now, if you do get ghosted, you have to do everything in your power not to take this personally. It is a highly competitive jobs market. Hiring managers are spending 3 to 5 hours a day going over resumes. And people often ask me, what's your best advice to your younger self? Don't take this stuff personally. Just keep moving forward, even if you get a no. George?
Okay, Rebecca, thanks very much. We have a very elaborate pop news.
Yes, a lot of orchestration going on over here. But first, let's get to the news. George Clooney is now our neighbor. Clooney made his Broadway debut on Wednesday night, taking to the stage for an adaptation of his 2005 film Good Night and Good Luck. Starring as journalist Edward R. Murrow, Clooney and the cast getting a well-deserved standing ovation after the show. The play tells the story of the battle between Murrow and U.S. Senator Joseph McCarthy. The title, a nod to Murrow's famous broadcast sign-off. The limited engagement lasts for 99 performances only. Why not 100, I wonder? Previews going on right now. Opening night set for April 3rd. Don't miss it if you can get tickets. Also this morning, guys, so we are just 3 days away from Selection Sunday. That's when the NCAA brackets will be revealed for the 2025 tournament. And everyone here at GMA is fired up, but no one shows more fiery passion than some of the coaches on the court during those heated March Madness bracket games. And that got our GMA team thinking about some of the other coaches we love to watch on the big and small screen. Guys, do you have a favorite TV or movie coach?
Coach Carter. Coach Carter.
Great one, Robin.
Samuel Jackson.
Norman Dale, Gene Hackman, Hoosiers.
Amazing.
Herman Boone, remember the Titans.
Wow, everybody,
but there's so many great coaches.
TV or movie coach, right? They're just, when they're played well, it's riveting. And so is this. All right, we want to remind everybody about some of the greats first before I get to the big production. Take a look.
See, I believe in hope. I believe in believe.
We're gonna change the way we block. We're gonna change the way we win. This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
You remember that people pay to come and see you guys?
On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone else around us to pieces for that inch.
Every second that clock is ticking, we are pedal to the metal.
So let's hear it one more time. Together. Clear eyes, full hearts.
Let's go!
Let's go, everybody. With that in mind, I give you the ultimate GMA on-screen coaches bracket. Are we ready, team? Yeah. We begin. All right, so we wanted to have some fun on social media with our followers who will get to vote. You guys get to vote. So let the March Madness begin with round one, our Sweet 16. And we have some heavy hitters in the first round. We have Mighty Ducks coach Gordon Bombay, played by, of course, Emilio Estevez. He's up against the coach from the movie Miracle. Herb Brooks was the coach, played by Kurt Russell. There's also, this one's tough, Samuel L. Jackson as Coach Carter, head-to-head against Ted Lasso. Come on, who do you pick there? Nobody's a loser in that one. And there's more. Just check out our Instagram stories to see them all. Any early predictions, guys? Who's going to be the Cinderella story?
Mr. Miyagi.
Mr. Miyagi. That's a good one. You heard it here first. Michael Strahan going with Mr. Miyagi to take it all the way. So everybody, you can get involved in this fun. All you need to do is go to our Good Morning America Instagram account and get in the game, people.
Let's go.
Flag on the play!
All right.
Oh, that's a different sport.
Can we take that whistle from you now?
Put the whistle down, Lara. Step away from the whistle.
Yes.
All right, so if that wasn't enough fun, now we have some special guests. Bring on the puppies, people! North Shore Animal League America in the house. So happy to see you guys. And why are they here? Well, it is the 25th annual Tour for Life. You guys, these are all adoptable puppies that we're holding. Michael, you can look from afar.
That was shared.
Yeah. You guys know this amazing no-kill shelter puts on this adoption event every year to help find homes for hundreds of dogs and cats. The event takes place in 67 cities in 39 states with adoption events now through mid-April. This year they're focusing on rescue organizations in LA who have been deeply affected by the wildfires. In fact, we want you to meet Pasadena. That's a 12-week-old shepherd mix received from Riverside County. I think, George, you're holding Pasadena. Rincon, Robin, you're holding Rincon from Puerto Rico.
Yes.
That is the sweetest little boy. I had him for the tease earlier, just so well behaved. An 11-week-old terrier mix. That's Georgia. This is Georgia, I should say. And she's the terrier mix, and she was rescued from, you guessed it, Georgia. The Tour for Life is hitting Houston, Dallas, Philadelphia, and Dover, Delaware this weekend. For more information on these puppies or to find a Tour for Life participating shelter in your area, check out animalleague.org/Tour for Life, guys.
Pasadena's so chill. Thank you, Lara.
You know, all week we've been celebrating Sleep Week with Deals and Steals. One of my favorite people on the planet, Tori Johnson, is back with products for small businesses to help you sleep better, and she's even throwing in an extra deal this morning. Good morning, Tori. What we got?
We're starting with BedJet. So imagine you have a partner and you are thermally incompatible. Somebody likes it really cool, somebody likes it really warm, and you just cannot, no matter how hard you try, get it to be the perfect temperature. BedJet provides either a stream of really cold air or really warm air, depending on what you need. You can direct it either to the middle for everybody, or if it's just one person, comes with a remote control that you put right next to your bedstand to be able to control that. And super easy to install, no fancy equipment or anything, very easy to do. Brad's got shaking his head. He knows all about it. He's tested it out for me. You will save big and get free shipping today from BedJet.
Wow.
Yeah, so you can also cool it down. It doesn't have to be, I put it on the most intense turbo speed. You don't need it to have, if you want it a little bit calmer, that's okay too.
Yeah, I just calmed it down.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Cozy Earth. We've got Cozy Earth bedding. So,
good.
yeah, so we've got the new walnut on the bed there. Feel how soft this blanket's really soft. We've got so many different, both their
nice
bedding.
blanket.
I, quite frankly, sleep with coziers, and that's what keeps me cool all night. But we've got all of the brand new colors from them in the bedding. Plus, we've got lots of blankets, duvet covers, just the whole shebang for your bedding on Cozy Earth today. All 50% off and free shipping from Cozy
That's
Earth.
right.
Okay, then we're going to go over to Honeydew Sleep. We've got a variety of pillows. They've got the classic pillows that you'll see online. These right here are really great for side sleepers. That's a scrumptious for a side sleeper. It would go right there to be able to support so it would support your head and neck. And it's got a nice soft feel, but it's also supportive.
Yeah.
So it's not too squishy that you don't get the support. We also have their body pillow in front there. Lots of options from them, all slashed in half plus. Free shipping as well.
That's right.
Okay, one of the favorites is back. This is Nod Pod, and we've got a couple of options from them. We've got their weighted eye mess, but you pick up this one here. That's their weighted blanket. 6.5 pounds, but you see that it's a small size so that you don't get too hot. So if you just need it on your chest, if you need it on your shoulder, if you just need a little hug, you get it from that. It's got soothing beads that apply gentle pressure that just helps you relax, whether you want the eye mask or the weighted blanket. It's all half price today, starts at $17.
Great deal there.
Yes. Then, if your room is the air is too dry and you need a little humidification, these are from Miko. It will provide that soothing humidity that helps to combat that dry air. These are really good for rooms that are up to about 550 square feet, 500, 550. It's a great product, and it's quiet, which I wanted to mention too.
Hear it.
So even in a nursery, 53% off today.
Yeah, it's silent.
Nighttime is a perfect time for your
skin
skincare to do its thing. This is all from Elemis. So one of your favorites, these are the dynamic resurfacing pads. Swipe that around your face. Let it do its magic overnight. That helps with discoloration, fine lines, wrinkles. Also, the Pro Collagen Night Cream. It doesn't allow makeup to interfere when you do your hydration overnight. Hydration. I can't say it enough. All 50% off from Elemis today and free shipping. Huge assortment that you'll find online. Finally, corduroys. You want to take a seat in that? We got the beanbag chair. Inside of this chair is this mattress. So you can get full-size, queen,
that's in
king.
here?
Yes, so when you've got a guest to sleep over, you got a pull-out opportunity right here from them. We've got a huge assortment, all 50% off and free shipping from our favorite corduroys.
Oh, that's a great idea there.
It is good.
You know, we partner with these companies on these deals. You can find them on goodmorningamerica.com. Great job there, Tori. Coming up, fast food dupes inspired by your favorite chains.
Welcome back to GMA, live from Times Square.
Hey, back now on GMA with some how to make some of your favorite fast food orders right at home. We asked Uber Eats and Grubhub what the most popular to-go items are at some of the nation's favorite chain restaurants.
You know, we did that, and then we asked Carolyn Chambers to tackle them for us. Yes, she's the author of the New York Times bestseller, What to Cook When You Don't Feel Like Cooking.
Look at that.
I love that. Welcome back to GMA.
Thank you, guys. I'm so happy to be back.
I know you got a little baby on
Got a little baby on the way who has been enjoying testing all these recipes. So
I bet. Well, let's start with what? Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
Their number one go-to is their chicken nuggets.
Of course.
Okay, so you're going to reveal what your dupe is. Michael will do the honors.
Nuggets and
Okay, so
fries. What do we have?
Michael is making fun of me because I took some liberties with this swap. So their number one thing is the nuggets. My favorite trick is when you finish your jar of pickles, keep it. It looks like a science experiment, but keep the jar with the brine in it. Marinate your chicken in that jar. You'll look like you're like Frankenstein, like doing experiments. It's very gross looking, but what happens, that's what Chick-fil-A does to marinate their chicken. That's why it's so good. They marinate it in pickle brine. So they have the fried nuggets. They also have grilled nuggets. They have grilled sandwiches. This is one of the most popular recipes in my book, grilled pickle sandwiches. It's fabulous.
Good.
You can cut that chicken into nuggets and grill it that way as well. Okay?
All right.
It's good.
All right.
It's good.
Okay.
You're gonna like it.
All right, the most ordered go-to item at Taco Bell, the grilled cheese Burrito.
What?
All right.
Oh, it's the dupe. What's
the dupe?
What's the
Let's
dupe?
do
around.
it. What is the dupe?
Okay, I have to say, I feel like I really nailed it on this one.
It looks just the same.
Okay, so I'm
Yeah.
thinking about if we're like cooking this at home, right? Instead of going to get fast food, we want it to be quick and easy. We don't want to be cooking rice, vegetables, meat, and cheese separately, which is what they do at Taco Bell, right? So I started thinking about how can I make this easy and attainable, approachable at home. We're making a one-pot meal. So this is the enchilada rice skillet from my book, and it's the rice, the meat, the beans, the vegetables, the cheese, all in one place, and then we're just throwing it in a burrito, rolling it up, crisping up. You
looks
like
good.
put cheese in a skillet, put the burrito on top, and crisp it up. It's fabulous.
just
And this one,
wonderful.
I mean, it tastes.
There we go.
All
Nailed
right.
it.
And by the
Nailed
way,
it. Nailed that one.
Love your book.
Thank you. I
love
know,
your book.
you guys have been so supportive
Okay,
of the
Panda
book.
Express, one of my favorites.
Panda
Beef and
Express.
broccoli.
We all love it.
Okay, what's the dupe?
Switch that baby
and you're
around.
gonna save us some time
Guys,
here too.
this was
That
the
actually
easiest
looks
one.
better.
This was the easiest one for me because this is a direct recipe from the newsletter, What to Cook When You Don't Feel Like Cooking, from a newsletter version of the book. And basically, it's just a really easy, it's a 30-minute recipe max. So like you're doing this faster than you're getting to Panda Express and back. And I like to add red bell peppers and carrots for more veg, but you don't have to if you want to just keep it,
And you said we
rich.
can use frozen ones?
Okay, that's my favorite trick. I keep bags. I'm a mom of 3 and a half. I like to keep bags of frozen rice. It's in the frozen section, and you just pop it in the microwave or in a skillet, warm it up.
Perfect.
I know it's like really making rice is not that hard, but this is even easier.
Nice shortcut.
Frozen rice bags. Okay.
All right, Popeyes, Louisiana Kitchen.
Okay.
Their Cajun fries.
This is the
number
easiest
one item.
one.
They've turned it around.
This is the easiest one that you're gonna do. Frozen fries. Do not pay attention to the directions on the bag. That's the trick.
I never do.
I know, we never pay attention to
That's why it never
directions at
comes out
all.
right. But anyway.
But you want to cook the fries for the amount of time that the recipe says, and then add your Cajun seasoning. You can either just buy one, or I put one on y'all's site. Add the seasoning and then put them back in the oven for another 5 to 10. Make sure they have a lot of space on the sheet pan. You don't want them crowded.
I don't
'cause
need
then
a
they'll
deep
just
fryer
steam.
for this?
You don't need a deep fryer. If you have an air fryer, you can toss them in there. I'm not an air fryer person. It's too small for my gigantic family. So I just put these on an oven, on a sheet pan, but you gotta cook them for longer than the directions say.
See, that's a little trick
Yeah.
there.
That's
the trick.
As I said, we sincerely love your book, and
Smells
we thank you
good
for
in
that.
here.
But I also love how you have, on a regular basis, that you print and publish
Yes.
a recipe.
So the book, What to Cook When You Don't Feel Like Cooking, is based on my newsletter, What to Cook When You Don't Feel Like Cooking, which is the #1 food Substack on the platform Substack. It's the #1 net newsletter. It's whattocook.substack.com, and I send a new recipe every Saturday that's super quick, easy, approachable. Everyone can do them, even you.
I know.
You're a good cook.
No,
You're a
he's
good cook.
But you don't run out of ideas. This is what I love.
Well,
about
you know, I
Great.
come to New York on a business trip, and like I go to Via Carota and I go to Shuka, and I come up with like 10 more ideas. It's always like where I am, farmers market, what my kids like are in the mood for, what my husband's in the mood for. There's always
Well,
always a
I'm
new
going to
idea.
let you come up with the ideas. I'm just going to use yours.
Yes.
That's why you
I
wrote
like
this
that.
book.
That's why I'll keep coming
And
back
that's
and
why
sharing more
I have-
ideas.
Yeah.
And you can get all of these delicious recipes on GoodMorningAmerica.com.
Now, with our series Pivot with Purpose, celebrating women who have changed the direction of their lives in order to make a big impact in their community. This morning, it's all about a woman who is redefining what Pilates looks like to her to help others build their inner and outer strength.
Lower your legs just about 45 degrees.
It's a concept rooted in accessibility and inclusivity.
Exhale, 3, 2, good.
When people come here to Harlem Pilates, what do you hope they take away from it when they leave?
That they feel seen, that they feel supported, that they feel celebrated, empowered.
Tiffany Mason is the creator and owner of this Pilates studio, located in the heart of historic Harlem, New York.
From here, you're gonna lean back a little bit, hold.
She began her first studio in her apartment in 2018, filling a void she noticed in the fitness industry. When you took that first class, you realized there was no one that looked like you in that class.
Yeah, for sure. Feeling like I wasn't represented, also not seeing teachers and studio owners that look like you. It could be a little discouraging.
At what point do you realize that being an executive assistant wasn't serving you and that you wanted to take this on full time?
The transition was pretty much just out of necessity. It's like, I can't continue to do this and not see this grow. So I think you just got to trust the timing of your life, and that's what I did.
Have those fingers pointing up, pull the fingers in towards you.
And it seems that leap of faith has paid off, reshaping the idea of what Pilates looks and feels like.
Tiffany created a space for women of all backgrounds, shapes, and sizes.
So often, women and also Black women put everyone before ourselves. And so for me, Harlem Pilates represents the centering of women.
And you're challenging the narrative of what women's wellness looks like.
I hope so.
Students exit the class, and you get a chance to look at their face.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Just like excited for them. They come in a little apprehensive, so to see them just like feeling excited, wanting to come back, it makes me proud because that's why we're here.
It's like you fulfilled a mission.
100%, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really amazing. Tiffany, she's on her way to opening her fourth.
That's pretty incredible.
Good fourth location.
Impressive.
And she has some great advice for other women out there who want to pivot with purpose. She says, be patient, start with what you have, and grow as you go.
Oh, say that again. Grow as you go. I
Grow
like that.
as you go.
I like that.
And she's doing just that.
Yeah.
And tomorrow for Pivot with Purpose, we have the nurse turned real life angel in North Carolina, using her background to help communities in need.
I need an excuse to have these puppies. We have a story now about new research that says we may not be as in tune with our little guys, our pets, as we might think we are. So many of us feel like we can sense how our dogs are feeling based on their bark, their growl, or their behavior, but we might be getting it wrong. It's a story we first saw in the New York Times, and it is fascinating. Take a look.
Whether it's a wet kiss, those puppy dog eyes, or a wag of the tail, all dogs have a unique way of communicating, some more than others.
Speak!
Hi there.
Did that dog just say hi there?
Oh, yes.
But according to new research, pet owners may not be so spot on when it comes to reading their dog's emotions.
I always had this kind of inkling that people maybe aren't as good as they think they are when it comes to understanding dogs' emotions.
In a study out of Arizona State University, canine behavior expert Holly Molinaro showed a few hundred people different video of her family's dog Oliver, encountering various situations like getting a treat or being reprimanded. No! And asked them to rate how they thought he was feeling.
Getting a treat, people would think a dog is happy. Being reprimanded or being scolded, people would think the dog is sad.
But then researchers took out the backgrounds of the videos to look like this and asked the same question.
When they saw the videos where all they could see was Oliver on a black background, people couldn't tell the difference between whether he was happy or sad.
And it didn't stop there. When researchers showed people this video of Oliver barking at the vacuum cleaner, they said he was reacting negatively to a threat. But when they showed him the video of him barking at his leash, they said he was happy to go for a walk. Researchers, though, used the same video of the dog in both examples. The thing that was different, the human's perception.
It basically just showed us how important the context is. And even if it's wrong, people aren't looking at the dog, they're fully looking at the context.
So what does this mean for pet owners? Holly says it's a wake-up call.
I hope that we can be a bit humbler in how we perceive, because we all ultimately want to give dogs the best life possible. And if we're misreading some cues, we might not be able to do that.
So what are you guys thinking? That you want to eat my shirt, apparently. The takeaway, the next time your dog gives you a look, don't just assume you know what they're feeling. Take a beat and really try to look at the whole situation. It was a fun study. We thought it was a really good story in the New York Times. And yes, we wanted to have puppies.
And now that we're empty nesters, Al and I spend way too much time talking about Cooper's moods.
Yes, they're our kids. They really are. I get it. I get it. Coming up, guys, the wonderful, the hilarious comedian Bill Burr is with us live on GMA.
We are back now with Emmy and Grammy nominated comedian, actor, producer, podcaster Bill Burr. He's got a new comedy special. It's called Drop Dead Years. It premieres tomorrow. Thank you for coming on.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Tell us about Drop Dead Years.
Tell you about it? Well, yeah, I did a stand-up special, Drop Dead Years. It's on Hulu, starting tomorrow. And yeah, I did it in Seattle, specifically in Seattle, because I knew that they're like super liberal and I have like kind of go back and forth. So I figured I'd get a nice mix of people where the liberal people from in the city and then more the lumberjack crowd coming in from the outskirts. So I like to have I like to have the whole thing there. I don't want to be in like an echo chamber. So,
but you've been doing comedy for over 30 years. But you say you like a hostile crowd.
Yeah, I do. I don't want to have just everybody agreeing with me, you know, what they call it, clapter. Like you just say something and people are like, woo, and they do that. Yeah, so I like to try to annoy people a little bit, right to the point where they want to leave, but then you say something that makes them kind of stay. Because there was this thing when I started in comedy, like there was this big thing of guys walking the room, and there was like this big, I don't know, badge of like courage thing, where it was like, there was like, 200 people there. By the time he was done, there was only 30. And but I was just like, well, once they leave, you can't have fun with them anymore. So it was more like you just wanted to irritate them to the point where they were like this, but then you would say, all right, I kind of agree with that. My favorite thing was the people who just sit there in the front row and they would just have like expression. And that used to bug me, but what I would do then was I would just commit even harder, and I would just start sending my act like right out over their head. Like I would make these grand things like that, and then just the whole game would just be to annoy that person, and I would just be like right over their head, being like, "You guys are such a great audience. Seriously, the best thing is the person," because that's all they want. Like they're sitting there, they just want to, it's not my fault you had a bad childhood. It's like so did I. Why don't you lighten it up for the rest of us instead of dragging us down to your lagoon? Yeah. So.
And can we say congratulations? Going to make your Broadway debut, baby.
Yeah.
Nathan Lane recommended you.
Yes, he did. He did. He was initially going to do the play, and he said, I would love to do it with Bill Burr, and I've never even met him, so he's a total solid guy for hooking me up, and then he ended up booking another series, so he couldn't do it. But it's Bob Odenkirk, Kieran Culkin, Michael McKean, who murdered it last night, Donald Weber, Howard Overshow, I'm going to say them all, John Piccicello, if I say it right, and it's a great team vibe. It's definitely a team vibe. Everybody's really, really cool, and everybody's been killing it, and we've been having a great time.
Glengarry Glen Ross, great movie. What makes it a relevant story today for Broadway?
Because all of these greedy billionaires, I would say that. I mean, like their new word for monopoly is consolidation. This is being consolidated. It's like, no, you're kind of keeping all the money, and then you're blaming people with no money. It's kind of a weird time. But I also think it's an opportunity, just because if it's an intolerant time, doesn't mean you can't be like a nice person and try to help out other people. So, but I feel like when Glengarry came out, I remember my brother was in sales, and I saw it, and I loved it. And my brother, I go, did you like it? He said, no. He goes, it was depressing, because that's exactly how it was. But I was not in sales, so I could just sort of, watch it and enjoy it. But now I feel like they're doing that a lot now. Like pitting people against each other seems to be this big thing. Like I don't know. I can't understand having $1 billion and then just being mean to people or being upset with the country. It's like, I kind of think it's working for you. You got $1 billion. Like what is the problem? Like, how much better does it have to get for you? Yeah, so, but it's also a weird time doing stand-up. Everything gets politicized no matter how much you try to, it's weird. Like I play a blue state, they think I'm a Trumper. I play a red state, they think I'm a liberal. So I don't know. So
do you pivot depending on the audience or not?
I definitely do. So I make fun of, like if I'm in a red state, I make fun of people with guns. And then if I'm in a blue state, I make fun of Hillary and Biden and all of that, because like what's the point then? If I'm just going to go up there and say what you want to hear, it's going to be boring. So I like to kind of go up there, not be too much of a jerk, but just enough of a jerk that I'm still having a good time.
I hear you also have a good time, flying helicopters?
Yep, I started flying helicopters like 10. I got a conspiracy theory, and I was reading about the dollar and how there was nothing behind it. And I was just living in LA, and I'm like, it takes forever to get out of this city when everybody's believing in the lie. What happens if everybody figures it out? How do I get out of here? So I was just up and out made sense. But then I became the conspiracy theory guy, which was an exhausting person to listen to. So I let go of that and kept flying helicopters.
You are anything but exhausting.
Exactly.
You are exhilarating. Thank you, Bill.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
That's
you,
very
Bill.
nice of
Yeah,
you.
but Bill, drop dead. Oh, no, I don't mean you.
Drop dead years.
Drop dead years. It did seem like I was telling you.
No, it's all right. I like that.
It streams on Hulu starting tomorrow. Thank you so much. Yeah. Before we skedaddle, we want to welcome a new member of the ABC News family. Our colleague Yoni Mintz and his wife Julie have welcomed Jonah Caden. Oh, we're so happy for the new addition. Our best wishes to the entire family.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, way to go, Yoni.
Congrats,
Julie.
guys. Have a great day, everyone.
Yeah.